And he seeth the linen clothes lie. Verse 7 is interesting. And the napkin that was about his head, not lying with the linen clothes, but wrapped together in a place by itself. Now wait a minute. Even if they would come in there and want to take all that off of him, why would they? Wouldn't a thief just take it all together and just throw it aside? But the original Greek words of how it was laying there was stipulated that it was laying there as if it had never been disturbed. In other words, it was still wrapped just the way it was around Jesus' body. So much so, they said it was even so much weirder that the headdress wrappings was separated from the other. What does that mean? Well, when you look into the history of how they did this, how they wrapped them, they always wrapped the head, but they left the face uncovered. And they wrapped the bodies up to the shoulders. So there was a natural distance between the wrappings of the body and the wrappings of the head. And that's what they're describing. Peter said, wait a minute. Here's the body wrappings are here, and just a short distance but separated is, they could have never duplicated that, beloved. They could have never, a robber with Roman soldiers standing outside saying, now, you remember this, take a picture of this on your cell phone because we want to make sure those wrappings look exactly like they did before we took them off. It's absurd, isn't it? It's absurd. And John, he's looking at this, and Peter is looking at this, and they're puzzling, and they're puzzling, and they're puzzling. Verse 8, then went in also that other disciple, John, here I come to save the day.
Hi, my name is Pastor Lafferty, and I want to thank you for visiting us here at YouTube. You're going to see this little snippet inside of each 5-minute segment, and the way to avoid that, by the way, is to go ahead and purchase the DVD or the CD of this message. You can do that on our website. Just go to the home page and click on the media section, and there's a spot in there where you can purchase these CDs and DVDs. The other thing I want to encourage and ask you to do is maybe support the ministry by donating. At the bottom of our homepage, you'll find a link that says Giving is Convenient and Secure at FGT. Click on that and you'll see a list of the ministries here at Full Gospel Temple. You can pay your tithe online, although if you don't go here, if you go to another church, don't pay your tithe here. Pay your tithe where you go to church. But you can give an offering to any of the ministries here at Full Gospel Temple. Thanks a lot for joining us here on YouTube, and back to the message.
That other disciple, who? Which came first to the sepulchre, and he saw and believed. Oh, how significant. Peter didn't see and believe. Peter's a little thick-headed. But John, that other disciple, whom Jesus loved. You know, the one that outran Peter and who got there first. He stepped in and he looked at that situation and he said, wait a minute. There's no way a robber could have done this. The only possible way that anything like this could have ever happened is if Jesus resurrected right up out of those things. That's why John is the first witness to the resurrection. When John saw that the only way those wrappings could be the way they were is if the body literally came right up out of them and right through them and resurrected, Shazam! John got excited. And so should we, beloved, because no one can say that that did not happen. The way God had that recorded. And how did all of that transpire? That all transpired because one rotten woman gave her heart to Jesus and fell in love with Him so much that she just had to give Him a little something. And out of that meager gift, we have the witness to the resurrection of Jesus Christ, upon which, my friends, all of our faith rests upon. Because if you can disprove the resurrection of Jesus, then everything he said about himself is just conjecture. And John believed. John believed and said, we didn't know the Scriptures, but oh, John, don't you remember when Jesus said, as Jonah was in the belly of the whale for 3 days and 3 nights, so shall the Son of Man be in the heart of the earth for 3 days and 3 nights, and I will rise again. Upon this resurrection, beloved, hinges all that we believe. Upon this resurrection hinges all of history. Upon this resurrection proves that Christianity is not just a religion, it is the religion, and everything else that comes around it is a falsehood and is something to be stayed clear of, my friend. For Jesus Christ the righteous rose from the dead, predicted that he would, and appeared on this earth for 40 days afterward in his resurrected body.
This is a copyright program of Full Gospel Temple. To receive a copy of this message, send $12 plus $3 shipping and handling to Full Gospel Temple, Attention Media, 34033 Palmer Road, Westland, Michigan, 48186. Please be sure to include your name, address, and phone number, along with your email address. This program is also available on CD format for $6 plus shipping and handling. Also, ask about media partners for a savings of up to 40%.